Stop running down the meh and mundane hallways of life and tap into the magical. My name is Michelle Shutter. I am a life and leadership coach for women and host of the Life Coaching Classroom podcast. I'd like to welcome you to Life Coaching Classroom, where we walk with you in the hallways of life so you can align to the beautiful expansiveness of your true self through reconnection, reinvention, and rejuvenation. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to class. Welcome back to this episode on the Life Coaching Classroom podcast. My name is Michelle Shutter, a life and leadership coach for women. And this is episode 49, Standing in Your Own Way. Ooh, such a great topic, such a juicy topic for us to dive into today. And I want to acknowledge you for being here, for catching this episode and investing in yourself. That investment is priceless. And so I want to start and ask a question. It is, staying in the meh, the mundane, the mediocrity of life, is it helpful to you in any way? The only reason that it may be helpful is to keep you stuck, to keep you standing in your own way. And so in this episode, I want to shift that because there are so many women that are seeking more fulfillment in many areas of their life. And what we don't realize is that we are the ones holding ourselves back. We are the ones essentially resisting fulfillment, and we are standing in our own way. So let's talk a little bit about that being blocked. So have you ever had that feeling of being blocked where you feel like there's a heaviness about you? You feel like you're not moving forward. You're spinning your wheels. You're essentially running that hamster wheel. Life just does not feel like it's in flow, right? Any of those scenarios is an indicator that, yes, you are blocked in some way and you potentially are standing in your own way. Another way is that you ask this question of, is this all there is in my life? Is this all there is to my life? Is this all there is in my job, in my relationships, in my adventures, in my health? Fill in the blank there. Anytime you ask that question, is this all there is in my fill in the blank? That essentially is revealing to you that there's blocks, that you are meant for more. You are meant to expand, to evolve, but for whatever reason, you have made the decision, many times unconsciously, that you should stay exactly where you are. And that is an indicator that you are standing in your own way. To hear that, to really let that sink in, to know that, oh my gosh, I'm the one. I'm the one that's sabotaging myself. I'm the one that is standing in the way of my own desires. Like, that's a hard pill to swallow. Because logically, does that make sense? Why would we want to stand in our own way when we have all these gifts and this potential and this purpose and passion that we want to fulfill? Why would we stand in our own way? It doesn't make any sense logically. But it happens. And it happens over time, and you're not alone. I can tell you many, many times where I have stood in my own way, where I've dug my heels in and let that resistance rule everything. And it served no purpose other than to reveal to me, I need to work on this resistance. I need to move through this. Where does this come from? What thoughts am I thinking? How am I feeling about this? Damn, this feeling feels awful. Why am I continuing to want to feel it? It's a choice. And you can't move through this. You can't undo just standing in your way in the snap of a finger. You have to be willing to do the work. You have to be willing to move through the process. And I want to share with you just three reasons we stand in our own way. And I want to know if any of these land with you. I want to know if any of them resonate with you. And if they do, I want you to shoot me a quick message and let me know. The first thing is, one of the reasons we stand in our own way is that we've lost trust in ourselves. We've lost trust in our gifts and our blessings, in our potential, in our skills and our abilities. We've lost that trust in the most important person in our life, in ourself. And that can happen for a variety of reasons over many decades. It just doesn't happen overnight. And what we really have to do is we have to get in a space of recreating that trust, reinventing ourselves so that we trust ourselves wholeheartedly. The second reason that we stand in our own way is that we fight for our limitations. And again, like, how ridiculous, how silly does that sound? Like, why do I want to put up a fight for my limitations? And if you missed episode 48, you're going to want to listen to that because that was all about limitation fighting. One thing I did not talk about there is this addiction that we have to the emotion, because the emotion creates chemicals in our body. It's a chemical cocktail that, oh, I want to feel disappointed. Okay. The body goes ahead and makes all the chemicals it needs so that you feel disappointment. And so when you fight for that limitation, essentially you're fighting for that chemical cocktail in your body. You are fighting for that addiction. And again, to that logical mind, it sounds so ridiculous. Like, why would I want to do that? But we do. The third reason that we stand in our own way is that we bring the past into the present and future. And we use the past as evidence to discount any growth, any success that we deserve. And we have a relationship with absolutely everything. We have a relationship with money. We have a relationship with people. We have a relationship with our health, with our home environment, with the vehicles we drive, with nature, with our pets, with our kids, with friends, like everything. We have a relationship with absolutely everything. But when we break down that relationship, many times what we do is the growth of that relationship is dependent upon the past. Whatever happened in the past, we align with that past and we use that as evidence in our future life and what's happening right now. I can't do that because this happened 3 decades ago. Like, we hold on to things for so very long. And we really have to make sure that we are in alignment, that our thoughts and our feelings and our actions are in alignment with our growth, with our potential, with what we want to, that fulfillment that we want to bring into our life, with our passion, with our purpose. Because if we are feeling any negative emotion, any lower vibrational energy emotion, let's go back to my addiction of disappointment. If we are feeling that, we are not in alignment. And that alignment is a sign that we are standing in our own way, or we have opened the doors to expansiveness and we are allowing it to flow to us. How are you aligning yourself with what you want? Are you digging your heels in and bringing in this resistance that is holding you back? If so, why? Where does the resistance come from? Because that resistance is a choice. The feeling that you have around that resistance and the thought you are thinking around that resistance is an absolute choice. So I want to end this episode by asking you, is blocking yourself from true fulfillment something you want to continue? Because at Life Coaching Classroom, we all wear a backpack. And that backpack has these blocks in it, this backpack has the resistance. It has the disappointment. And that backpack over time gets awfully heavy. But what we have to learn to do as a student, we have to learn how to unpack the backpack, to take out what is not serving us. But that's not enough. We have to replace it with tools that support our growth. So if that is something that you are interested in, if perhaps you want to prove yourself wrong in that you don't have to stand in your way anymore, that you can allow the expansiveness, the goodness, the greatness that you desire, if you want to prove yourself wrong, then I want you to register for our life coaching unit study this month, November, called Prove Yourself Wrong, because we are going to do just that. We're going to meet in the quote unquote study hall, and we are going to look at this topic, to prove yourself wrong. How does that sound? I bet it sounds pretty darn awesome, and I bet you want to join me. So the way to do that is to save your seat at lifecoachingclassroom.com/unit. I will record it. However, you can only get the recording if you attend or if you register. Okay. You can attend some, catch the recording on some, attend all, catch all the recording, whatever, but you have to register. And again, to save your seat, you go to lifecoachingclassroom.com/unit. Can't wait to see you in the study hall. Have an amazing day. Be an amazing you. Take care. Have you joined our monthly unit study? If not, you better head on over and reserve your seat at lifecoachingclassroom.com/unit. The unit study gives you an opportunity to experience life coaching at no charge. Again, register and get all the details at lifecoachingclassroom.com/unit. I do have a favor. Could you take a moment to share this podcast and Life Coaching Classroom with your besties? Perhaps they too are tired of running down the meh and mundane hallways of life. Let's give them a little spark in their day. Finally, I'd be so grateful if you take a minute to review the podcast. The reviews definitely help to spread the podcast to more women. Thank you. I so appreciate you, and I will see you in class.